Hey, good evening guys. Tush coming at you Friday, March the 2nd and 8 p.m. We've been out here for about a half an hour or so, just been cleaning up a little bit and doing some reorganization. But now we're going to get down to doing a little bit of work. And we've decided tonight that we're going to work on something easy. We'll take a bit of a break from working on the body tub. And we'll start doing some stripping up of this undercoating on the inside of the fenders. As you can probably see, it's pretty nasty and pretty heavy in spots. So we'll see what lies under this undercoating. I'm sure there's going to be some areas that are a little suspect, like right there. That is not undercoating, that's actually metal. So I think there's been a patch put on the outside of this. So I'm sure we'll find a bunch of interesting things under these fenders because I know they've had a lot of work done on them. So anyway, we'll get that undercoating off so we can have a bit of a better look at them and repair what needs to be repaired, if anything. We know we need to extend a flange here, from here all the way up underneath this lip, so we'll have to do that at some point in time. But I figured tonight will just be an easy job. We'll listen to some tunes and we'll get the heat gun going. This is my preferred method of getting undercoating off. It's just an old heat gun and a flexible metal scraper. Some guys use propane torches. Some guys use little reciprocating filing kind of things. I've even heard of guys using dry ice to get this stuff off, but for me the heat gun works best with like I said, a flexible scraper. You don't want a stiff scraper because it's not going to match those contours very well, and it's just going to dig into the metal and scratch the metal all to heck. So we'll get most of the undercoating off, and then generally what I do to finish them up is I hit them with a bit of brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner to get the final remaining residue off. So maybe I'll take a few shots along the way just to see how we're making out, but obviously you can see the before product in front of you here, and hopefully we'll have a nice looking cleaner fender in the end. I'm not sure how long it'll take me. It takes me as long as it takes me. Alright, we'll come back in a bit. Alright, let's give this a shot. A bit smoky in here. Anyway, we've got all the undercoating pretty much off, and like I said, we just got the residue left. So I did find a few holes in the back of the fender that'll have to be repaired. I expected to find a few, and there's my double hole for the rear bumper mount, so I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, so we're going to break out some brake cleaner. We're not going to do all the cleaning tonight. We've been at it for just over an hour so far. We'll probably do another 5 or 10 minutes or so, maybe just clean up this section here. We'll come back so you can have a quick look. Now's a good time to invest in a paper towel company because you're going to go through a lot of them. Just wanted to show you how effective that brake cleaner is. So buy the cheapest brake cleaner you can. Look for it on sale. You'll need a lot of it. But it's worth it. Just spray it on for a minute and let it sit. That really loosens the old undercoating residue. And you should be able to just wipe it off with some paper towels. Lots of paper towels, like I said. But this is the factory red oxide primer under here. that you can see. So that's coming up pretty nicely. So you get the idea. We'll just keep continuing doing multiple sprays of this, but you can see how it's coming up. Do one more. Finish this little area, and then we'll call it a night. Get back out here tomorrow. A lot of seam sealer actually here. It doesn't look like they finished welding on the inner seams where they did the repair patches on these fenders, which is kind of odd. It looks like they just seam sealed over it. So that's a little crazy. So what do I expect on this car? We're almost out of paper towels, so when we're out of paper towels, that's where we're going to call it a night. Always go back with the heat gun if there's a few areas that you missed where you've got fairly thick undercoating left. Like up here, probably could have done a little bit better. This is actually some rust in here because this is where a patch was brazed in. You can sort of see the braze line here, and that's actually heat scoring there as well. All right, we'll do one more spray, light spray, and a wipe down, and that'll be it for tonight. So you get the idea. What we need to do on all the fenders, all the insides of the fenders. The boot lid we already did. Obviously it didn't have a lot of undercoating on it, but we did strip it down. So boot lid's done. The interior of the bonnet needs to be done, but I think we're going to have that soda blasted because there's a lot of structure in there that I can't really get in there and sand properly. But anyway, there you go. Big difference between before and after. Anyway, we'll continue cleaning this up tomorrow. We'll give you a final shot once it's done. Obviously needs lots of cleaning up in that area there where that big patch is, and up in that corner. But again, most of the rest of the fender is pretty good. It's just all that residue we have to clean up. So we'll bring you back tomorrow. Have a good night. Alright guys and gals, welcome back. Wednesday, March the 7th, just coming up to 6:45. And we are back on this rear fender. We had a bit of an intervention with the rear valance over the last couple of days. But I had started this project, and you'll see the video before this of me working on the rear fender, and we've got to this point. So it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to try to finish off the rest of the fender this evening. I've got a wire brush, brass wire brush going on an angle grinder here, and we're just going to clean up this area here. This is a lot of dirt and mud, I think, as opposed to undercoating. You can see a few bits of undercoating, but it's pretty much just dirt. So we're going to go break the wire brush out and clean this area up, and then we are going to break out the brake cleaner, and I reinvested in some brake cleaner that was on sale, $3 something a can. So we got a few cans of brake cleaner now to help clean up this residue. So we'll hopefully be able to get the rest of this fender cleaned up tonight, and we will work on any welding repairs that are required. As I pointed out so far, I've got a couple of repairs to do here on this rear. You see a hole here and a hole there. So those will have to be repaired. And I know I need to put a new piece in up here. Not sure if I mentioned on the previous video. And a few little bits of welding cleanup here and there. But other than that, it doesn't look too bad. I don't even think I'm going to bother repairing this little chewed up flange here. It's no big deal. Just a little rough edge. But anyway, we'll get to work. We'll clean the rest of this up by whatever means necessary. And I will show you the finished product. Hopefully tonight. Alright guys, I think that's about as far as I'm going to go on this fender as far as cleaning is concerned until I'm ready to get it prepped for epoxy primer. So I can basically see the entire fender now and know what needs to be repaired since I've removed all of the undercoating. And that was the primary purpose of cleaning this fender up. So there's a few areas I need to fix back here, as I'd mentioned. Up here, I just wanted to point this out. And if you recall, I did have those red fenders, the red rear fenders that I was going to try to fit on this car. But I hadn't realized that there had been so much modification done to the flange on this old fender that was fitted to the car. I'm assuming because the A-posts were probably not put in the right position when this car was restored previously or worked on previously. So they modified this fender flange to fit the improperly fitting B-posts. And you can see that here where they welded in on the inside here, and obviously you can see it from the outside of the fender as well, but you can see where they've modified this flange piece to fit on that modified B-post. So I just wanted to give you a quick shot of that. So we are going to start working on this rear repair section. We're going to cut out an area back here, a fairly large area. There's no sense saving this scabby stuff back here. So the repair starts about here, and we'll move the repair all the way up to about here just to get rid of this ridge here. Then we'll tackle this piece back here and the wraparound flange. Alright, we'll come back. So here are the two pieces I'm going to cut out. I'm going to cut out this pointy shaped piece here and fashion a new one. Hopefully I can bend that in there by hand. And then we're going to attack this little piece here with the wraparound flange on it to replace this piece. Let's do the big one first and weld it in, and then we'll do the smaller patch second. Alright guys, we got that first patch tacked in there, so we're just going to finish weld at it and grind it down, and then we'll move on to that other small piece. So just want to give you a shot of that tacked in. Like I said, we'll go and finish weld it. Alright guys, there's a look of that first patch welded in there. I think it looks okay, it looks better than it did anyway. So now we're going to repair this little piece over here with the wraparound to the flange. So we're going to cut that out and we'll make a little piece to weld in there. Weld that in, and I think we're going to call it a night. It's coming up to 8:45. So we'll do that now. Alright guys, it's now Thursday, March the 8th. It's still pretty darn cold out in the garage. It's not really warming up like I'd hoped it was. Looks like the temperatures are hovering about 0 degrees for the next few weeks. And it doesn't look like we're getting any warmer. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, I didn't get finished with what I wanted to get done last night. I still didn't repair this flange. Crazy Les ended up stopping by and chatting, so we didn't get as much done as we wanted to. So we're going to continue on tonight, and we're going to fix this flange piece, and then we will move to the front and start fabricating up that closing piece for that front flange. Alright guys, so we have the rear flange repaired, and that's what she looks like on obviously the flange side, back side, and there's what she looks like on this side. So that's looking much better. No more holes, nice and smooth, nice and strong. So we'll call that area done, and we'll now move on to this flange piece up here. I'm going to pull out the good fender for comparison to see what it's actually supposed to look like. So I'll do that now and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, so here's a quick shot of what the flange is supposed to look like. So obviously I'm missing this finishing piece from the top from here upwards, so we're going to create a little piece to go in here to sort of mimic what it's supposed to look like. We'll do our best to make it fit, but we'll use this notch here, this little break in the metal. That's probably where this flange actually was at one point. So we'll bring it up to here and close this area off like this. Alright guys, we're just playing around with a bit of a template. We want to make something that looks kind of like that. Obviously a little shorter on the top, but I think what we're going to try to do is make this in metal and see what we can come up with, and we'll see if we can fit it in there, and before I weld it up I'll bring it back. Okay, there's the first piece of metal that we've cut and formed into there. Now we're going to create this piece here. It's going to create the flange to join up down here, and we're going to cut that out on metal. We'll weld it to that piece, and we'll fit her in there. See how that works. Alright, so we fitted the piece in, and we've just tacked it where it needs to be. So there's what it looks like. It's got a little tab for this little step down. So we're going to weld it solid on the bottom and grind it flush. You'll see a few little tacks there, unfortunately, but it's going to be on the inside of the fender. You won't see it anyway. So that's going to fit something like, see if I can do this one-handed. It's going to go under the lip of the fender on the edge here, and it'll join up here nicely. So it'll look something like that when it's done. So we'll go ahead and weld that solid and have it ground down, and then we'll drop it in there. Alright guys, there's that repair patch in, and we've just tacked it in two places. We want to make sure that the fender still fits properly, so I've just tacked it in case I need to move it or need to trim it or need to do something. So we haven't welded it in solid, but it's in there for now, and I think it looks good. Looks a lot better than the big empty gap that was there. So we'll call this fender done for now, but like I said, we may have to come back and do a little revisitation afterwards if this doesn't fit as it should, but it should. Anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. We'll upload this, and thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing, as always.